Welcome back, my gorgeous and beautiful people. And we are joined once again with Sharon Sinclair from Chandramala. Welcome back, my dear.
Fabulous to be back.
Awesome, as always. Now, what have you got for me today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about why is it so important to rejuvenate, be it self or be it the home. All right. And I see you've chosen the little pink rose quartz.
Yes, I saw it and I just felt the need to pick it up.
Yes.
What is this?
And so the rose quartz is one of the very common crystals that everybody knows of, and you find it in nurseries, etc., that a lot of people put in their garden or in their home. I like to use it actually in my water bowl or my water container, all right? And so even in the fridge, I've got the dispenser, the water dispenser. I'll put a little piece of rose quartz in there.
Wow.
Yes, very, very powerful. Even if you come to my place and you'll see all my bird baths, I've got a little piece of rose quartz in there, and the dogs have got a piece of rose quartz in their water buckets. And so that's part of the rejuvenation. It helps to calm our nervous system, calm the emotions, or any irritation. So dogs that, for instance, have got a little bit of eczema, or even children, drinking rose quartz water would also just help to calm the nervous system and the emotions. And so that's part of rejuvenation. You know, we've got to be a little bit more light and more gentle towards ourselves. Very, very important.
That's fantastic. And at risk of sounding like an absolute moron, I suppose this is just one type of stone. I assume that there are probably, I mean, I've seen other people wearing different stones around their necks for various different things. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, well, there's hundreds of stones out there, and there are even new ones being discovered, which is just unbelievable. And if we actually think of the incredible nature that we have, and the chemical changes that happen in the earth to create all these dynamic different crystals, it's incredible. But each one has got an element to help us rejuvenate and revive ourselves, you know. And so when we look at pollution, helps the aging process. We talk about radiation. That's also not good for us at the end of the day. All the toxins that we eat, that come in our food, you know, that's all things that kind of run down the physical body. When we don't eat healthily, like we were talking earlier off the set as well, when we don't eat healthily or we don't drink enough water, our body starts to actually show us the signs, you know. And so some of these crystals and stones can actually help us to rejuvenate on that level. But the rejuvenation is also on a mental level. And so our mind has to play a fundamental role as well in decision making. What do we change about maybe the way that we dress, maybe the way that we think about ourselves. I think also what we feed ourselves, but it's not only what we physically feed ourselves with food, it's what is the circle of friends that we associate with.
Yes.
That is also very important. So do we need to spring clean that? Do we need to declutter that element, you know?
100%.
And I think it's important for us to actually sit down and ask ourselves, so what is important for me? And what is going to make me feel better? And so maybe do I need to have a little bit less wine? Or maybe do I need to cut out the chocolates? Or is it the carbohydrates? Or is it perhaps this one person that I go and visit that I call my friend that is just so negative, and I don't get a chance to speak, and this person consumes the conversation. So I think there's a lot of elements that we need to look at.
It's probably important at some point, quite regularly, for everybody to sit and take stock of everything, mind, body and soul. As you said, the people around you, how are they affecting you? The food that you're eating, the environment that you're living in and working in, as we spoke about last week.
Yes.
These things all have a huge impact on us.
They have a huge impact, and sometimes we want to know why we feel so exhausted and why we feel so tired.
Yes,
I had a client.
I always feel tired. I'm a very busy mom. I'm always tired. Help me, Sharon. Help me.
It's so funny. I actually had a client on the phone yesterday from Cape Town, and she said to me, "Oh, please, have you got an hour for me?" And I said, yes, absolutely. And so she said she's so exhausted. And I mean, that tells you how exhausted she is.
Not just tired, soul exhausted.
And she's finished, and she just looked very drained.
Yes.
And so I said, so what are the current situation and issues that you're dealing with? And she said, staff. well, that is tiring, you know.
Yeah.
Working with other people, their emotions, their behavior, their belief systems,
Yes.
etc., can be very, very exhausting. So I said to her, she needs
Being
a
a
holiday.
team player can be difficult.
It can be very challenging, you know. And so especially people that work with a lot of people, how do they rejuvenate, you know? And so Chandramala has partnered with KB Collective now over December month, and so we've got a breathe retreat, and so where people can just relax and breathe.
Yes.
And there's going to be speakers and meditation and also intuitive eating on the retreat as well, which I think is going to be very, very good, and I think I'm going to book myself into that one. And then we've also got with Claudia, that is also on the Belito show.
Yes, I've seen.
Claudia and myself as well with Unmask Your Mind. It's really important on how do we create a new perception and habit of looking after ourselves. And so Claudia and I have partnered to actually create this relaxing rejuvenation and growth one-day retreat.
And this is all happening through December.
In December.
Which is important because people are always thinking about next year.
Yes.
And all these these resolutions that we make, and how often do we actually see them through.
Yes.
And people can really start taking stock and thinking about, okay, what am I doing to look after myself to make next year's goals actually achievable?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've specifically made sure that all the retreats happen before Christmas so that people can actually enjoy their Christmas and their family time.
Yes, get those positive vibes up.
Absolutely. And not to wait for Christmas to detox and to relax and unwind so that they are ready to be in a good space when they connect with their family.
Yes, it's funny talking about Christmas. It's funny as we want to enjoy it, but especially as a mom, so much pressure on trying to create the most amazing experience for your family and for your kids that you end up stressing yourself out so much about it that you end up not really enjoying it. And by the end of Christmas, you're like, I'm exhausted.
Then
I didn't actually enjoy it. I was just so stressed about making everybody else happy, making sure the kids were happy, especially as parents.
Absolutely, and all that cooking.
Yes.
And so
no.
come to the retreat.
We're
come
going
to the retreat before.
Yes, I know. We're not actually hosting Christmas this year. We're going up to my brother's wife's family, and they're hosting us, so we don't have to cook this year.
Oh, wonderful.
Just going to show up.
That's a blessing on its own.
I'm going to sit like Lady Mark.
And be served upon.
Yes. Oh, my sister-in-law is going to love to hear this one.
Fantastic. Good for you.
Fantastic. But that is so enlightening. Absolutely love it. And I think it is important heading into the holiday season, really getting those positive celebratory vibes going, and also really setting ourselves up nicely for going into the new year.
Absolutely, absolutely. So don't wait for 2022.
Don't wait. Start preparing now. Get
already.
yourself set up and get yourself ready.
Absolutely.
Well, y'all have heard it. It sounds important. I think I definitely want to get involved in that. So definitely make sure to contact Sharon on Facebook. You can find her. If they look you up, Chandramala.
Chandramala or under Sharon Sinclair.
Perfecto. Right, you guys know where to find her. It's not difficult. There's no excuse. Look after yourselves and make sure that you have a fantastic Christmas season and start planning your goals for next year. But please stick around with us. We'll be right back after this ad break.